we have two parts on to this conversation.
Okay.
The part one will be basically about the gospel and the law of Moses and the new covenant.
Mm-hmm.
And then part two will be like random questions. But I have questions, but as we go along, maybe we shall have more questions to ask you.
Okay.
So there is a saying. I'm going to start with this. There's a saying. I've been listening to you even when I was coming
Mm-hmm.
to this studio. I was listening to you. You always say, um, let me because I put it down. You say you die to the law. You are not under the law. Cross is the end of the law.
Yes.
You say that. And it's something that you repeat most of the times, whether on radio, even when you're teaching on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? Would you try to explain the three sentences?
Sure.
Yes.
It's 3 sentences. Wow. All right, we're going to give it a try. Here we go. Romans tells us that the Jew and the Gentile are both condemned under the law. The Jew is under the law, the Gentile is under the conscience. Then we hear the gospel, we get saved, and we're freed from that condemnation because we're freed from that standard. We all fall short of the glory of God. The law shows us we fall short. Then we're saved and we're freed from that standard to live under God's grace and be tutored by Christ living in us, not by any set of laws on stone.
That's the summary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You mentioned something pertaining to the conscience. What do you mean? Because you said that Israelites have the law of Moses,
Mm-hmm.
and the Gentiles, who are not non-Israelites, they
Yeah.
have the conscience. What do you mean?
Well, I mean that the Gentiles were never given the law, and this is very important. I mean, we read this in Romans chapter 2. It says, the Gentiles who have no law have the righteous requirements of the law written on their minds, their conscience bearing witness, their heart being accused. They end up accused or defended because they're either doing right or they're doing wrong. So the conscience, we use this expression often. We say, my conscience is killing me.
Yes.
Well, I love that expression because it's accurate for the Gentile. You might say, for the Jew, the law is killing them. For the Gentile, the conscience is killing them. And we both need Jesus.
So you're trying to say that the law was never given to any other nation except the nation of Israel.
Exactly. And I think that it's great that you've highlighted this, Anj, because ultimately, what are we saying then? We're